With Vax, like stuff happened to him. Stuff just happened to him. But with Caleb, I happened to Caleb. And then
Ah,
Caleb happened to me.
awesome. Well, I'm Tessa with Mama's Geeky. Thank you all so much for taking the time.
Hello, Tessa.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, let me tell you, this show is so good. I went in knowing like nothing, and I was like, I've fallen in love with all these characters. I'm crying through some of these episodes. Like, I have just fallen in love with everyone. But I would love to know for you guys, how fun was it to get like double the time to really get to explore these characters this time around?
It was great. I think the story has so much nuance, and we're getting the opportunity to show so many different sides of the story that we couldn't explore when we were doing the campaign.
Yeah.
That getting that extra time with the episodes has really made such a huge difference in letting the character interactions and the moments that they're exploring really breathe, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think some of the tougher moments when going through Vox Machina was that it wasn't uncommon for us to be like, hey, it'd be really great if we had a moment with these two characters, have a quiet convo, or these two characters to sit around a campfire. And often those were some of the first to hit the floor because we had 8 other plot points that we needed to wrap up in 10 minutes. So I think being able to give a little bit more breathing room really has really been a blessing.
Travis,
Allison
want
is
to add?
just stoically staring.
I was letting everybody like have their moment. I didn't, I will take every minute with this character I can get. In fact, let's figure out 3 or 4 more ways to go through and have more fun with these wonderful, wonderful people. These absolute fuck ups.
Yeah, I think it's a blessing to be able to have people that know absolutely everything about Mighty Nein, have watched the entire campaign, think they know what's coming, get smashed into audience members that'll come in for the very first time, meet a bunch of individuals that are fighting for their very own things, and then watch as they collide violently and hilariously as they try to figure out their shared purposes together. I think that's going to be the best part of season 1.
Yeah, I mean, I love that it's not Vox Machina. You know what I mean? This is not them at all. They're completely different characters, but they're not even like the same character, like just going through the same beats. You know what I mean? It's very different. So, how would you describe Mighty Nein for people who have only seen Vox Machina?
Oh, I mean, it's a completely different perspective on the world. It's the difference between watching a story about just heroes of the realm that sit above the politics and above all of the machinations of the world. And now we're at the very, very bottom of people who really, they're being influenced and affected by the world, but they don't really have any control over it whatsoever. They are not pushing the machines of war, pushing the machines of politics, and yet they are also still having this interesting effect on the world around them just for being where they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of.
Go ahead, Marissa.
I was just gonna say a lot of people have commented on like the tone being a little bit darker, so if I don't know, if Vox Machina was The Hobbit, then this is Lord of the Rings. It definitely has a darker tone, but also because you are seeing a part of the world that is dealing with some pretty dark themes. Travis.
Yeah, I think Vox Machina was like trying to do a lot of good right from the get-go. These characters are not necessarily trying to do good. There might be some desire to do that from some, but we got some selfish folks in this group that are really trying to fix some really shady pasts. And I think that's a little relatable when you feel like your whole world is coming down, and so you have to take care of yourself, and you find yourself with new strange bedfellows that have their own problems that you have to account for.
I don't know, Jester's just along for the ride here.
I love
He's just here to draw dicks.
I'm just here to draw some dicks. I don't know what all this stuff is that you guys are talking about. Yeah, I think dicks.
I love it. That's perfect. That's the perfect answer. After living with these characters for so long, like you guys had the same thing happen with Vox Machina, but like, what is most rewarding for you guys when you finally get the finished product of a season or an episode?
I feel like a lot of our responses have been like, "Oh, thank God, it's good."
Yeah, my favorite like indulgence is watching reaction videos, watching what people like, how it hits them, the things that they're expecting. You know, if we could plan ourselves in movie theaters across the country where this was playing, I would be incognito in every one of those showings for an entire week straight, just to hear how it's hitting different folks. But yeah, that's probably the my favorite part.
It's been so fun to get to watch the episodes together as a group. And get to hear, you know, because we recorded together, obviously, but things change as you're doing pickups and you're doing, you know, things are coming together. And so to get to see the finished product all together is so remarkable. And I think everybody on the animation team has just blown us away. The reveals of the worlds and the effects and the magic have been so phenomenal that I was so excited getting to see these moments unfold in the series.
Yeah. How about for you, Taliesin? What's most rewarding for you?
Just being able to honestly go back and take another stab at these moments in a way where it's structured in a way that, especially as voice actors, we're a little more used to. I don't know. That's not quite the right way to put it. Having time and not having to come up with things to say on the fly, unless we think of something really ridiculous or funny, and just it's almost like having a different kind of table to play with.
Yeah.
So we have the D&D table, and then we have the VO table, which is its own just beautiful space.
Yeah. Okay. So kind of a fun question here for you guys. If you had like a 30-second clip you could show a non-fan of any of this, has no idea what it is, to bring them in, what 30-second clip are you showing them?
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
That's tough.
I mean, I feel like it's hard pressed to pass up the beginning moments in episode 1, which are designed to bring people in. But I think one of my favorite things about this series is the full-on mage battles, man, and the way like that the magic and the fighting is represented and has come to life. It is, I mean, it's killer.
Yeah, for people that don't know the story, they might be wondering which characters exactly comprise the Mighty Nein, but once they're all together and they actually start clicking, well, I wouldn't say clicking, smacking maybe. In episode 108, there's a whole moment where you get to see them all sort of taking on different tasks, and I always love those sort of Avengers coming together moments where there's a little bit of a harmony happening for however briefly, and I think that's just a nice little itch to scratch.
Laura or Taliesin, what clip?
It's straight up spoilers for me to say. But there are some moments in the later episodes of the season that I think get the comedy beats. It's such a fast back and forth of things happening that I can't say anything. I'm going to say magic too.
I mean, there's you know, each person has a unique 30 seconds that they need to get hooked. And for I'll take a different kind of friend. The first run of the Lavish Chateau with the show at the Lavish Chateau can hook the right kind of person. Just seeing animation used in that way is that wonderful musical number.
I'm telling you, like, just this show is so great. Obviously, you guys know I'm a big fan, but like the animation is so good that all these new characters, I've fallen in love with them. But that's my time. But real quick, Marisha, I have to show you. I was at Geeky Tees and I play Universus, and I pulled out, of course, had to pull some boosters, and I pulled one of the limited edition Beauregards, and I about cried. I was so excited.
Oh my God.
I know. I opened it up. I was like, what? So,
yes.
Congratulations.
Those foils
Thank
are
you.
so sick, man.
Put it
You got to go to the
behind
Wonka
the
factory.
glass.
I was so excited. So I was like, what? Especially I just finished watching. So I was like, hold on.
It's a sign.
It was
Yeah,
a
that's
sign, exactly.
amazing.
Well, thank you guys so much for your
Geeky.
time. Hey everyone, how are you doing today? Hi.
Good to see you. How you
Great. Good to see you
doing?
again.
Good to see you guys. I have fallen in love with all of these characters instantly. Went into this, of course, not knowing anything because I like to do my reactions and not know. And I love just getting to see more of this world. For all of you, this is not Vox Machina. They're very different, which I love. It's not like going through the same beats or being repetitive at all. So how would you describe Mighty Nein to people who only know Vox Machina?
Oof.
The Mighty Nein is a group of traumatized loners who somehow wind up in the same place at the same time and figure out how to be friends.
Question mark?
That sums it up pretty well.
Yeah. 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 Wayward souls drawn together through circumstance and an unspoken need for community in a world that threatens to tear itself apart if they don't do something.
If Vox Machina is a group of wannabe heroes, I think Mighty Nein is it's just a wannabe group. they just want to stay together and avoid death, I think.
Stay together and avoid death. I love it. So great.
Relatable.
I do want to talk to you guys about getting more time to play. Like having this double the time you guys had with Vox Machina is amazing. What did that afford you in being able to tell this story?
We got to explore all kinds of backstory stuff for the characters, and we got to show the rich tapestry of the world and stuff that's going on in other parts of the world, which affects and will affect our character's main storyline. It's such a rare opportunity to get to show everything, and Matt made us this amazing playground and painted this amazing story, and it's so great that we get to see everything happening as it's happening. We don't have to resort to flashbacks or anything like that. We get to show it in real time, which is so cool.
I'm really grateful that the extended episode length has afforded us in an adaptation of our story more opportunities to sit in the quiet moments, more opportunities to let the interpersonal conversations breathe a little bit, to let things be a little more artistically paced than shorter form narrative sometimes requires.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to wrap stuff up. You get 22 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, with Vox Machina, they have their moments of quiet and subtlety, but with Mighty Nein, they kind of live in it. It's so gratifying.
I mean, this is all just real cool, man.
Ashley Johnson, you're the best.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Well, with you guys, I mean, so obviously you were able to do this with Vox Machina, but like getting to live with these characters for so long and then really getting to put them out there, like what is most rewarding for that, you know, creating this animated series?
I mean, I think so much of it is that you know, we started this just playing in our living rooms, and the fact that now these characters are on a screen and an animated series that's on Prime Video, like what like this is so wild, but also I'm so proud of going from Vox Machina to Mighty Nein and seeing how we've all grown as storytellers, and it's amazing. I'm so proud of this whole group and all of the amazing team of people that we've gotten to work with.
Rewarding? I mean, it's always the most rewarding thing for me to meet somebody who doesn't know anything about Critical Role, doesn't know anything about tabletop gaming, but falls in love with our animated series or our comic book, or you know, just our stories. And it's so great. It's going to be so great when someone finds the Mighty Nein who doesn't know anything about any of this and ends up doing a deep dive and finding out that there's a series online, and it's based on a D&D game, and there's a spin-off series sort of called Legend of Vox Machina, and there's comic books, and it's built on a friendship, and there was a Kickstarter, and like all that discovery is so wonderful, and I hope it leads people to delve into our storytelling more, but also to play games and to make their own stories.
Yes, and I think the level of authorship that we all have as creatives in this is just off the charts compared to anything we've really done before. Especially with the Mighty Nein campaign, I feel like everyone was grabbing pieces of their lives to explore at the table, and learn things about themselves. And with Vox Machina was something that came from us just on a lark playing a game at home, and we just sort of stumbled into greatness. And with Mighty Nein, we sat down with plans or designs of like character and theme to explore. And to now have something in a world where, we've all spent years being actors on other people's projects, which is wonderful. I love being an actor, but it is a different animal than authoring something that is completely yours. And there's just not a lot of instances in this industry of a handful of creatives getting to have complete ownership and control of the stories that they want to tell. And there's nothing else like it.
How about for you, Matthew? You didn't say anything.
They said it all. It's already been said. It's good. I agree. Yeah, I mean, this is all insane. Like every time anything like this happens, and then we get to do it together, is wild. And to Ashley's point, each time we do, we get to see ourselves level up. We get to see, both as collaborators, how better we even continue to be together. But now, the animation studio, and Tim Mouse has been such a wonderful partner, and they've continued to grow and develop through this collaboration. Yeah, the thing I'm most proud of is being the guy in the bear suit in the carnival. Really.
I do want to ask you guys kind of a fun one. So, if you have 30-second clip to show someone who knows literally nothing about this world, what would that 30 seconds from season 1 be to introduce them to Exandria?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Man.
Of Mighty Nein.
Of Mighty Nein.
I love the reveal of the dynasty. And I feel like that whole sequence, I would just show them the beginning.
Just show them the beginning.
I mean,
here.
Yeah, just sit down and just stay here till it's over.
Love it.
It's definitely a good introduction to Exandria.
I tell you what, I have fallen in love, like I said, with all these characters. It's so good to be back in this world. Caleb has destroyed me. I don't know. Why do you like these depressed characters, Liam? It's not fun for me as a viewer.
With Vax, stuff happened to him. Stuff just happened to him. But with Caleb, I came in, I happened to Caleb. And then Caleb happened to me. I don't know. I mean, campaign 2, again, I just said it, we came to the table wanting to explore things, and we're actors, and we like meat and potatoes, and we love making each other laugh, and we love making each other cry. And I really wanted to, the shorthand premise was always, what if I play the villain of my own story? And I really wanted to, go to those darker places that actors often like to go to, and got to. And I'm very grateful for it. And now I'm playing a performer, a stage performer. So
exactly.
This is a pendulum swing.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much. And I can't wait to see more of Yasha, because I feel like we get little bits of her in the hair, but she's pretty badass. I kind of love her.
She's the best.
She's awesome. Well, thank you guys
Thank you,
so
Tessa.
much. Thank you. I'll
Appreciate
see you
you.
guys soon.
Thanks.
Well, I'm Tessa with Mama's Geeky, of course. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
So I want to ask you, obviously, there's so much in the campaigns, and to translate stuff like that to an animated series, I can only imagine how daunting a task that is. So what is your approach to knowing how we're going to start this story? how we're going to introduce these characters. You know, what are you going to take from here? What are you going to leave for later?
Yeah. I think from the start, I was really intrigued by starting these characters not knowing each other, um, and getting to explore who they were before we started watching them in the live show. Because in the live show, they have these very rich backstories, not only personally, but with each other. And you don't get to see that. They just kind of all start as a group and they all go on an adventure. And so because we have a show, we have the time and the beauty and the breadth to be able to tell a little bit more, go deeper into those stories. So that was always something I was very excited about. And then I forget the other half of your question, but I remember the word daunting being in there, which is absolutely correct.
Basically, yeah. I mean, it's got to be to just try to take it that people love it so much too. Like, how much do you feel the pressure, I guess, is a good question.
Always feel the pressure, but because I'm coming at it as such a fan myself, I was a fan like way before, I got the job. It's not like I got the job and then started watching it. Like,
yeah,
I need to know what this is about. I do feel like, sometimes I'm more a stickler to, the stuff that happened in the show. Those like little tiny things that fans love and kind of expect than some of the guys in Critical Role, because they're like, we just want to tell the best story. And it's like, yeah, but this moment, we have to preserve this moment, and I will find a way to make this work. So while I think it, of course, is daunting to present a show that is so beloved to people who love it so passionately, I think they'll feel the passion on the screen as well, not only for myself and the writers, but all of the artists. So many of them were just such genuine fans of the show, and that, to me, you can really see that in the show.
Yeah, well, fans will appreciate the little Easter eggs and nods and one-liners and all that stuff, as you know. So I think I agree with you there. It is important to keep those in there.
Yeah.
One thing I love about this, so I've watched the whole season. I watched it so quickly. It's so good. I love that it's not Vox Machina. You know what I mean? It's in the same world, sure, but it is a lot darker, like even just in the first season. Can you talk about making sure that they felt like two different series when you were tackling Mighty Nein?
Yeah, we definitely wanted to make sure the world felt exactly what you're saying, darker, grittier, had a more sort of cinematic quality to it that really honored the depth of character that the cast brought to the characters that they created and the world that Matt had created. And so that was always there's always a topic of conversation whenever we were in the room with artists, is let's find like film comps for this. Let's find live action comps for this to make this feel sort of bigger and grander than Vox Machina, which is crazy to say because they have dragons.
That's true.
But there is something about this world that feels just kind of like larger in scope, but yeah, very grounded, very gritty. Because the characters are that they have really dark backstories. They come from really sad, violent places, and you can't tell a light, bright story with those kinds of characters.
No, I mean, I went into this not knowing the campaign, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, I know there's going to be something here. Like, I'm already picking up, like, I can't wait to find out later seasons because this person, like, this
person has a secret.
Right.
What is that?
Well, like, I won't look at your face, but like, I know there's something going on there, and I can't wait to find out. But I'm like watching it like, what's going on? Something's going to happen. I do want to ask you, I love all these characters. I fell in love with them instantly. So thank you for bringing them to the screen in this way. But was there one character's arc or a couple of characters' arcs in particular you were most excited to like really work on?
Yeah, I mean, I love everybody. It's like choosing a favorite child. There's everyone's arc I just absolutely love. We get into more Caleb stuff this season, which is just, it's such a joy. That's a sweet word to use given
joy, yeah.
But it's such, I'm just so gratified that I get to tell that story in this show, and it means a lot to me to be able to tell it. And he just breaks my heart. My sad wizard boy.
I said to Liam last week, I was like, Liam, what are you doing between Vax and like, this is ridiculous. It's terrible.
Liam is as Liam. He's caused me to go to therapy.
For real, for real. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
I cannot wait for more. I'm like,
those
episodes.
More.
I was like 8 episodes, 45 minutes each, and it like flew by. I was like, hello, this is it. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Good to see you.